You're 16 when the cartel comes to collect. Not for you. For your uncle, Thomas. He borrowed 300,000 pesos to open a tire shop that failed in 4 months. 2. Men show up at your house while your mom is at work. They look at you, ask how old you are. Your uncle starts crying. The deal is simple. You work off his debt. Your mom never finds out. Thomas dies of a heart attack 6 months later. The debt doesn't die with him. They train you in an abandoned factory on the east side. Concrete walls, fluorescent lights, the smell of machine oil. 12 boys, all broke, all hungry. They teach you to shoot AK-47s. RS millimeter pistols. The AK nearly dislocates your shoulder the first time. By the end of the week, you can empty a magazine into a target from Tadasi Meme without missing. They show you a video, 40 minutes long. It's your entrance exam. If you flinch, you're out. You watch the whole thing. You don't feel anything. That turns out to be your qualification. Your first job isn't a kill. They hand you a package and an address. You knock. A man opens the door. You hand him the package. Inside is a phone with a photo of his family on the screen. The man behind you steps forward and puts 2 rounds in his chest. You're the bait. The face that gets the door open. You get paid 5,000 pesos. Your mom makes 700. A day. 1 dead man equals a week of groceries. First 6 months to look out. Duty. 12 hours on a corner with a prepaid phone. You report patrol cars, military vehicles, unfamiliar faces. A kid 2 blocks over fell asleep on his shift. They found him in 3 municipalities. After lookout, you move packages, drugs, cash, weapons. Once a cooler that was too heavy and leaked something that wasn't water. You earned 10,000 pesos. That day, your mom asked where the money came from. You said you got promoted at the construction site. She hugged you. You make your first kill at 18, a restaurant owner who stopped paying. Protection. You walk in wearing a gas company uniform, clipboard in hand. Ask him to sign something. When he looks down, you shoot him twice. You walk out. Nobody moves. You go home, shower, eat lunch. Your hands are steady. They promote you to full-time. 15,000 pesos a month plus bonuses. The bonuses have a price list. Rival cartel. Member 20,000. Cop 10,000. Politician or journalist 50,000. Protected witness 20,000. Your handler is a man called L. Rage. The clock. Every job comes with a deadline measured in minutes. Photo, address, routine, time limit. He doesn't care how. He cares when one job hits close. L. Rage sends a photo. You recognize a guy from your old neighborhood. Used to sell mangoes with chili from a cart on your street. He owes the cartel money, borrowed for his wife's surgery, couldn't keep up with interest. The same math that pulled you in. You drive to his house. He's on the porch. You sit in the car for 40 minutes. You call El Rage and say the target wasn't home. Next day, the man is gone. Someone else gets sent. You never find out what happened. That's the only target you ever miss. You develop a specialty, not just shooting, becoming someone else. City worker in a reflective vest. Paramedic with a fake ambulance. Food delivery driver with a pistol in the thermal bag. You walk into places other hitmen would need to force their way into. Hospitals, government offices, school parking lots. People see uniforms, not faces. By your 10th kill, they're not kills anymore. They're completed tasks, deleted files. The hitmen who can't make that switch. Collapse, drugs, suicide, fatal, mistakes. You survive because you found the off switch for empathy. The first time you see a target on the news changes something. The restaurant owner had a daughter about your brother's age. She's holding a teddy bear at the funeral. You watch this on your phone. While eating cereal, you feel the beginning of a crack and shut it down. You stop watching local news not because you're afraid of getting caught, because targets are easier than people. With families, your reputation grows. They call you a Lapagon, the blackout. No spectacles, no videos, no public displays. You go in, someone stops. Breathing, you leave. Base salary jumps to 40,000 a month. Bonuses push past 100,000. You buy your mom a house. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. She cries when you hand her the keys. She thinks you work in private security. Your brothers go to a better school. New uniforms, new shoes. They look at you like you're a hero. The money changes things in ways you didn't expect. Not luxury. You can't afford to be flashy. No sports cars, no jewelry, no mansion. Attention is a death sentence in both directions. But you start spending on things that make your double life feel almost normal. A dentist for your mom's teeth. She's needed fix for years. A tutor for your youngest brother who's good at math. You pay off the mortgage on your aunt's house. You fund a cousin's quincera. The neighborhood starts seeing you as the kid who made it. They don't ask how. In this zip code, money doesn't come with follow-up questions. you're a provider. The fact that your provision runs through other people's bloodlines is something everyone agrees not to discuss, including you. You get invited to a meeting with the boss, El Patron. You're the only low-level Sicario in the room. 12 men at a table, all of them, with body counts higher than their age. The boss looks at you. He says he's heard you're quiet, professional, reliable. He wants you on his personal security detail. Your salary jumps to 80,000 a month. The detail is a different world. You don't go out to kill anymore. Your job is making sure nobody kills him. 2 to 4 hour shifts. You live in his safe houses, eat what he eats, sleep when he sleeps. Your rifle is never more than an arm's length away. You sit in on meetings you shouldn't hear. You see suitcases with 50 million pesos. You watch mayors, commanders, and generals bow their heads to a man who never finished high school. The cartel isn't an organization. It's a parallel state with its own army, its own courts, its own economy. You're a soldier in a country that doesn't appear on any map. You meet Marta at a pharmacy. She's a nurse. She's seen enough gunshot wounds to recognize the calluses on your trigger hand. Second date, she asks what you do. You tell her enough. She doesn't flinch. She stitched up men like you at 30 a.m. She stays. For 8 months, she's the only person who knows you without the mask. She falls asleep on your shoulder. And for a few hours, the world is just breathing and rain. They give you a new role. Hunting defectors, hitmen who tried to leave, informants who talked, accountants who skimmed. A former colleague fled the military and changed his name. You find him in 9 days, working at a car wash. He sees you and doesn't run. He asks to call his daughter first. You give him 2 minutes. Not every job is clean. A log sends you to an address. You knock. A woman opens the door. 2 kids watching cartoons behind her. You ask for the target by name. She says he moved out 3 months ago. Divorced. You walk back to the car. You find him at his new apartment that evening, but for 3 days you think about those kids on the couch. Not because you almost killed the wrong person, because you would have the territorial war last 2 weeks. Urban combat, daily shootouts, grenades, 0.50 caliber rounds through walls. Schools closed. The city empties. You lose 3 from your unit. Kill 5 confirmed. When it ends, there's no celebration, just exhaustion. You sit in a safe house cleaning your rifle and notice your hands shaking, not fear. Accumulated recoil from 2 weeks of automatic weapons. The shaking stops. After 3 days, the ringing in your left ear doesn't. You've been shot 3 times. Shoulder, ribs, thigh. Your body is a map. Some scars ache when it rains. All of them ache when you remember. You develop paranoia the way other people develop habits. You never sit with your back to a door. Never take the same route twice. Change houses every 6 months. No friends. Friends are leverage. Someone can use against you. You sleep. With one hand on your pistol, you wake up at every noise, checking exits, scanning windows. Your brain runs a permanent threat assessment. It never turns off. At restaurants, you mentally map every exit before you sit down. In traffic, you calculate which car you'd ram to create an escape route. This isn't anxiety. It's software you install to stay alive. The problem is, there's no uninstall button. One night, you get pulled over at a military checkpoint. Real one. The soldier checks your fake ID, looks at the bag on the back seat with a disassembled rifle in it, pauses, hands back the ID, waves you through. You drive 2 meters before your handshake, not because you almost got caught, because he lets you go. The system that's supposed to stop you is the same machine that employs you. You discover there are levels you kill for money and survival. Others kill because they enjoy it, they record it, they play with the aftermath. You still have a line, thin, almost invisible, but it's there. They crossed there so long ago they forgot it existed. Marta leaves on a Sunday. No screaming, no tears, one bag. She says she can't watch you die in installments every time your phone rings after midnight. She mentally rehearses the call from the morgue. She loves you. That's why she's leaving. They offer you cell leader, more money, more power. You decline. Cell leaders are targets. You just want to keep breathing. But 90% of the guys who trained with you are gone. Dead, jailed, disappeared. They make you an instructor. You're Venafor and a veteran. The kids they bring in are 15, 16, same. Hunger, same empty stare, same. Willingness to trade tomorrow for grocery money. You're looking at yourself from 5 years ago. You teach them to shoot, to move, to disappear. Some throw up the first time they see real violence. Those don't last. The ones who watch without blinking, those survive. You recognize them because you were one. You keep a go bag by the door, and $1,000 Fake IDs, satellite phone, pistol. Probably useless, but it gives you the illusion of an exit. One night you find an old school notebook, math homework, from when you were 14 soccer players, drawn in the margins. You stare at it. You try to remember caring about a soccer game. You can't. You put the notebook back. Check your pistol. Check. The exit. Your youngest brother comes home with expensive sneakers you didn't buy. A friend gave them to him. You know exactly what that means. A recruiter doesn't give a 14-year-old 3,000 peso shoes out of friendship. You find the guy, break 3 of his fingers, tell him your brother is off limits. Your brother doesn't speak to you for 2 weeks. You'd rather have his silence than his recruitment. Then you meet Sombra, 16, quiet, fast learner, your exact replica from 5 years ago in a log. Starts giving him jobs. You watch his numbers climb the way yours did. A colleague tells you over a beer that the organization thinks you're getting expensive. Sombra isn't your apprentice. He's your replacement. You don't know if his final exam is knocking on your door. You run. 3 a.m. Go bag. Stolen car. Highway south. You drive 2-handed meter and pull over at a gas station in the middle of nowhere. You could keep going, cross a border, change your name, but you look at your hands on the steering wheel and realize the problem isn't geography. You can drive 10,000 meter and still be sitting with the same hands that did the same things. You sit there for an hour, and then you turn around, not because they'll find you, because you already did. Your mom and brothers are at the dinner table laughing about something on TV. Your youngest is doing homework. He wants to be an engineer. They're safe, fed, alive, funded by the opposite of safety for someone else's family. You've protected the people you love by becoming the nightmare of people you'll never meet. A son who bought his mother a house with money that smells like gunpowder. An expert who knows 50 ways to kill a nun to actually live. A ghost counting borrowed days, waiting for someone younger, cheaper, and hungrier to complete the circle. You're the hitman. Your story ends one way. The only question is when. That wraps it up. The story is fiction, but the system that creates people like this is running right now. If this made you think, drop a comment with your biggest takeaway. More deep dives coming. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. See you in the next.